Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our highly anticipated webinar on MBOT Code of Ethics for Professional Technologies and Technicians. On behalf of PCSS, we are excited to have you all with us today as we delve into the ethical principles that guide the conduct of technologists and technicians. I'm Manda, and I'll be your host for this enlightening session. So before we begin, let's go over a few housekeeping details to ensure a smooth and engaging webinar experience for everyone. First and foremost, please be informed that this webinar is being recorded for future reference and to share with those who couldn't join us today. So if you miss any part of it or want to revisit the content later in our official YouTube channel, so don't forget to subscribe. We kindly request that all participants keep their microphones muted throughout the webinar. This helps minimize background noise and ensures that everyone can hear our speakers clearly. You will have the chance to ask questions by typing them into the Q&A box throughout the session and the presentations. We highly encourage active participation from our audience. Our team will be monitoring the questions and we will do our best to address them. Okay, with that said, I believe we are all set for an informative and engaging session. If you haven't already, grab your notepads and get ready to absorb valuable insights on the MBOT's Code of Ethics. Now, let's get back to the main event. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our distinguished speaker, T.S. Ahmad Azlan bin Abdul Aziz, Lecturer or Coordinator Research, Innovation and Publications, Technology Robotics, and IoT Center, which is the RIC, Polytechnic Sultan Salahuddin Abdul Aziz Shah. So, in our journey today, we will be delving into the profound impact of the MBOT Code of Ethics on the professional landscape. These ethical guidelines are more than just principles. They serve as a compass guiding technologies and technicians to navigate complex ethical dilemmas with integrity. So, without further ado, we welcome TS Dr. Ahmad Azlan. Sorry, TS Azlan, you're on mute.
Access the mic.
All right. You're still on mute.
Because can someone help me to enable my another account, because I'm using the first account, so I have two account connecting into this section today. Can you please enable another account, because I cannot share and also my mic cannot I cannot access my mic.
Yeah, already, TS Azlan.
No, on the other account, on this account I cannot access. Still, I cannot access the unmute button, and also the sharing button are also disabled. Okay, now, yeah, okay. So how do you copy now? So how do you copy the audio? Okay. But I cannot access the speaker. I don't know why. Can someone please give me a shout because I cannot hear back my audio. Can I access the audio? Why? Just now it's okay. Moderator, can you please shout out one or two words? I just want to test my speaker. Still cannot access.
Test. You
Okay,
can hear
okay,
me?
okay.
Okay.
Okay, now,
All right.
okay, now fine. Okay, okay, now it's working fine. So I can start now. I would like, sorry for glitch just now. So I will share my screen. Hopefully that you can see the screen now. Is it possible to see the screen? Because I'm sharing now.
Yes, Azlan.
Okay, so okay, sorry, I'm accessing the account because I cannot see myself, so I feel uncomfortable. Okay, never mind. Hopefully that you can see the whole screen of my presentation. Okay, first of all, I would like to thank you, APTT, and for inviting Malaysian Board of Technology, because I representing MBOTs to what we call that, introduce a little bit of explanation today regarding code of ethics. These are the second times I involved with the APTT, if I'm not mistaken. Last time I explained and introduced route to be a professional technologists and certified technicians. And today's chapters or today's title is Code of Ethics. So basically, what are the main objective for today? We're going to see to enhance the participant understanding of ethical standards and principle outlined in the Code of Ethics and their application in professional practice. We are going to see this is the first objective. The second objective is to develop the ability effective to navigate and resolve ethical dilemmas in the workplace using the guideline provided by Code of Ethics. So all these presentations based on the Code of Ethics document that been what we call that, shared by the Malaysian Board of Technologies. Later, I will share the resources and also the web base that you can download the Code of Ethics guideline and document. So basically, currently, until November 2023, it's been recorded for graduate technologies 45,447 currently, and undergraduate technologies. Then we have currently qualified technicians 9,250, professional technologies 21,126, certified technicians only 2,718, and overall MBOT registration consists of 78K plus on the registered persons under MBOT. So these are the presentation layout. Since that we only have engagement for 1 hour, so I will break my presentation into 5 sections. The first section will consist of introduction to MBOT and importance of Code of Ethics. It will consist of a brief overview of MBOTs and also importance of Code of Ethics for registered personnel, professional. The second one, we will highlight on the elements of the Code of Ethics. We're going to see what are the elements under Code of Ethics by the MBOT. Since that every body, every registered body have their own Code of Ethics and Code of Conduct. So we're going to see what are the elements under Code of Ethics by the MBOTs. And the third one is we're going to see the consequences of violating the Code of Ethics. What are the consequences and what are the subsection that related towards the violating of Code of Ethics. Number 4, we're going to see the activity to enrich understanding of the Code of Ethics. And the last one, just a tips for those who are going to go for professional assessment. What are the code of ethic and professional conduct will distribute on the rubrics, perspective of rubrics, how much marks that will be given under the rubrics of assessment. So the distribution is 20%. We're going to see what are the 20%, the breakout of the 20% of the assessment. So as the first chapters of our session today, let's embark into the introductions of MBOT. Actually, what is MBOT? Malaysian Board of Technology, or MBOT, is a professional body that gives professional recognition to technologists and technicians in related technology and technical field based on Act 768. And currently it's been registered 24 recognized section or discipline under MBOTs currently, and it will grow later on. So basically, MBOT cater, the first one is to recognize and register technology and technician as professional based on technology and technical field. Number two, what are the functions of MBOT? To provide facilities for promotion of education and trainings, and to hold or cause to be held professional development program for registered person to further enhance their knowledge related towards their profession. Number three, to conduct assessment or to cause assessment to be conducted by an institution approved by the board for the purpose of admission to the profession. Number four, to determine and regulate the conducts and ethics of the technologies and technician profession. And last one is to carry out all such act and do all such things as may appear to the board necessary to carry out the provision of this act. So which means that currently 24 and health and medical technology just been approved to be in the list. Last time is 23, and plus a new health and medical technology just been approved. So it will consist of 24 technology and technical field recognized by MBOT currently. Okay, what are the core that we going to see and importance under this act? Is based on Act 768, of course, or we call it Technologists and Technician Act 2015. And the vision is to be world-class professional body for technology and technicians. Mission to elevate the standing, visibility, and recognitions of technologists and technicians, and the objective to increase the pool of skilled workforce required to attain a high-income economy to protect public safety and health. So currently, MBOT is the youngest what we call that body under boards in Malaysia. We have another boards and also the body under engineers. We call engineers Act 138. We have architect Act 117, quantity surveyor Act 487, and we have land surveyor Act 458. We have construction Act 520 and town planning Act 538. And the youngest one is MBOT. Okay, so the existence of MBOT is to fill in the gaps. So which means that we have a lot of others registered body, but MBOT come in place to fill in the gap. So we will embark and see what are the differences between previous approved board and currently approved MBOTs. What are the differences between both? Okay, so what are the scopes of MBOT? The first one is on the registration. So MBOT cater registration. It handles regarding we have graduate technologies. We have graduate technologies, and we have qualified technician. In order for you to eligible for graduate technology, you have to get minimum level 6 of a degree. Then you can be registered under graduate technologies, and with the minimums of 3 years, 3 years experience. 3 years experience. Then we have qualified technicians, minimum SKM 3 until advanced diploma or HND, higher national diploma or advanced diplomas level 5 under the MQF. So you can be registered under qualified technician, or these are the beauty of MBOT that not being applied by others registered MBOT in registered board in Malaysia, is recognize others academic qualifications. Others mean just like been approved by the TLDM, and also we have from the Suruhanjaya Tenaga, we have PW4, PW3, PW2, PW4, AO until A4, BO until B4. So these are the considered as what we call that. Beside you have the SKM3 academic base or skill base, you also can be recognized under qualified technician from the what we call that, recognizations from the special endorsement under qualification proficiency certificate, just like from the Suruhanjaya Tenaga and so on lah. So these are the something that been introduced by MBOT, so that everybody can what we call that profess in this field. Okay, graduate technology, qualified technicians, and then they can move into the professional technology. For those who are willing to go for assessment, they can go for professional technologies and hold the title of TS, and qualified technician, they can go for certified technician and hold the title of TC. So that is for registration. For accreditation, MBOT also handle the TTAC, technology and technical accreditation, whereby courses that related towards technology can be registered under MBOT, under TTAC. And then we have assessment for those who are want to go for from graduate technology to professional technology. They have to go for assessment, even though you have a vast experience, you have a lot of experience, but the procedure is procedure. You have to go for assessment. So assessment is handled by MBOT. And also lifelong learning, like we have today, that is considered lifelong learning training, CPD, continuous professional development, since that we have to oblique with minimum values of 30 hours of CPD point and 90 hours of cumulative CPD hours introduced by MBOT starting from this year. So you can have cumulative for 3 years, contribute by 90 hours CPD. And then we have industrial collaboration, whereby MBOT actively engage with industry and also national society that have what we call that quite a numbers of the members, so they can collaborate and also be with MBOTs, so that can all this activity they can use a network from the MBOT. So MBOT also handles on the industrial collaborations. So that is the scope currently handled by MBOT. And then just I mentioned just now, what are the differences between a current approved board compared to MBOT? What are the differences? The differences is MBOT is based on technology-based profession. Technology-based profession. What is meant by technology-based profession? Whereby you can have, you can be registered under MBOT. Let's say you have degree in civil, but you already changed your practice. Let's say you already changed your practice to mechanical, and you have a lot of experience, more than 10 years, you already not practice civil anymore, even though your degree is in civil. You can be registered under mechanical, since that your current practice is mechanical, you have a lot of experience, more than 10 years. So you can be registered under mechanical instead of civil on your degree. So it's based on your practice, not on your not looking on your degrees and so on. So this is something very unique that been practiced by MBOT, that is called a technology-based profession. And currently on the others approved body, they call it discipline based. Discipline based mean that your practice and your degree must align. So that is only let's say you want to register with the BEM, Board of Engineers Malaysia. Let's say your degree is in electrical. So your practice also must in electrical, be as in electrical field. So then your degree and your practice, practice and also your degree must be aligned so that only it can be counted, or else it's not be counted lah. So that is the differences between MBOT and also the currently discipline-based profession body. So under MBOTs, under sections, under section of under sections of 16, 16, 16A and 16B is a dominant things that if you wish to sit for assessment, you need to know what are the 16A and also the 16B. 16A is consists of 3 elements: testing, product commissioning, and also maintenance, whereby your experience must consist of one of these element or combination of this element. So for those who want to sit for TC, you must have an experience related to testing, product commissioning, and also maintenance. Whereby for those who want to sit for TS, you have to get at least one experience related to development, either development, product manufacturing, product testing, product commissioning, and also product maintenance. At least one of these experience you must be involved. Then your experience is being counted. So if the question asked by the assessor, what are the differences between 16A and 16B? The terms here differentiate between TC and also TS. The terms is technical services, and one is technology services. Technical services is reflect to certified technician, whereby technology services reflect to professional technologies. So these are the some what we call that section 16. One of the element that you for those who are that want to go for professional registered person, they have to know 16A or 16B. Okay, so which superior, engineering or technology? So none of superiors, either technology or engineering. They have own what we call that. They own what we call ACTA. They own X. So for let's say we want to see the UTM, University Technology Malaysia, University Technology Mara, and also University Technology Petronas. What are the main core element here? Is T here. T here mean technology. So which mean that technology is dynamical. It's based on dynamical base. So which mean that it will keep on dynamic. So for those, that's why technology been put under university name instead of University Engineering Malaysia. Even though University Technology Malaysia conducting engineering program, most of the program under University Technology Mara, University Technology Petronas, they also handling the engineering program. So they put the name technology instead of engineering, because technology is something that very dynamic compared to engineering. So this is all about the introduction about the MBOT. Now we are moving into the Code of Ethics. Code of Ethics, which relates towards the definition. Okay, so all this explanation today is based on this document. You can download the document under this https and mbot.org.my. There will be a guideline there, a guideline element regarding Code of Ethics that you can go and download under MBOT website. And what are the definitions for Code of Ethics? So for Code of Ethics is written collection of principle, standards, value, behavior, and relationship, which mean that they have a principle inside there, some standard, some value, some behavior and relationship. So that is called a code of ethics that an organization considers significant and belief are fundamental to its successful operation, which means that you have, in order for you to excel as a board or as the organization, you have to get some written documents, written guideline, written some of codes that you need to follow. Okay, in order for the successful operation of the company, either companies or board itself. The second one is a professional system should be complemented by a code of ethics to protect and uphold the profession, registered person, organizations, and clients. So under MBOT, they have 20 written code of ethics across the world. There are 20 written code of ethics across the world from different professional body has been analyzed to develop MBOT code of ethics. So most code of ethics share the same value that members should comply, which include uphold the dignity of the profession by prioritizing client safety, protecting the environmental, practicing integrity, skill, and knowledge. So what are the importance of the code of ethics for registered person? The first one, a code of ethics establish moral standard and rule of conduct within an organization or profession, guiding decision and action in line with important values and principles. The second one, it fosters trust and transparency, enabling stakeholders to have confidence in the responsible and ethical conducts of organizations or professionals. The third one, a well-communicated code of ethics help prevent inappropriate behavior and protect the reputations of organization or profession. Number four, it provide guides and support to employees, aiding them in making informed decisions and always encouraging ethical action. And the last one, the code promotes an ethical culture, creating an environment of integrity and accountability. So these are the importance of code of ethics by the registered professional. So the next one, in the perspective of religious, actually we already applied in our religious regarding the code of ethics. It consists of something related to ethics. So the first one is on the, for the Christianity, they have Bibles. For Islam, they have Quran. For Buddhism, they have their own documents and also ethics kitab. And also for the Hindus, they also have their own kitabs. So all these documents or kitab will guide us. This is on the perspective of religious perspective, whereby we have our own code of ethics to guide our practice, our way of life, to make sure that we're in the right path. So as a MBOT code of ethics, what are the elements under code of ethics? The first one is on the competence. The first one is on competence. What is competence? Competence, attaining and maintaining an adequate level of knowledge, skill, application of knowledge, and skill in providing professional services to clients and society, requires to not misinterpretations of their associate qualification, falsify their qualification in professional and business engagement. So that is called competence. The second one is diligence. Diligence is the provision of services in a reasonable, prompt, and true manner, including the proper planning for and supervisions of the rendering of professional services. The third one is strive to perfection. A registered professionals shall perform their duties and care of continuous improvement from time to time of their knowledge and skill in order to increase their quality of work and services. Number four, integrity. Integrity demands straightforward, honesty, truthful, and candor, which must not be subordinated to personal gain and advantage in all professional and business engagement. And the last one is professionalism. So in real life example, what are the professionals reflect to? Let's see the example. Professionalism's main technician. Let's say we're going to take the example as a technician always arrive on time, dresses neatly, and communicate clearly, setting a good example at work. These are the example of professionalism, whereby you come in, arrive on time, dresses neatly, communicate clearly, and setting a good example at work. And then we go on to the integrity. What's meant by integrity? We already defined just now. So integrity, in real life example, when noticing a mistake in report, an engineer correct it before submission, ensuring accurate information provided. So you double check to make sure that the data that we want to send over the report are in what mean 100%, 100% correct before submission. And then we have competence. The example, a new IT hire take extra courses to understand the company software better, improving her work efficiently. That is competent, which means that you take your own effort to go for training, not only to get your CPD, but also your training to get some extra knowledge. That is to improve your competency. The next one is diligence. And the example, an architect double check all measurements on a blueprint, ensuring everything is correct before construction begins. Benevolence, a senior technician take time to explain a complex system to a new client, ensuring they feel confident in their choice. And the last one, striving for perfection, a project manager reviews the latest industry standards to enhance the team's upcoming project plan. So all these elements that I can think currently right now regarding six element under MBOT Code of Ethics. Okay, so what are the consequences of violating the Code of Ethics? So it been explained under Section 27. They say that subject to subsection 3, the board may make of any the order specific in subsection 2 against a registered person under any of the following circumstances. So these are the circumstance or effect that you can be we can facing. We can registered person can board can conduct or what we call that, we can be suspension based on this element from A until K, and also we might be suspension of registration. The consequences, we might be suspension and of registration for periods not exceeding 1 year, or cancellation of registration. Either suspension or cancellation is based on board decision. So this been written under section 27. So now we are moving into example of scenario. Let's go on the first scenario based on the Code of Ethics. Some of the questions under professional assessment, some of the assessor would like, they will give some scenario to the candidates. So from that scenario, candidate need to give their explanation and justification based on that scenario. So this means that the candidate have to be ready, not only ready by readings, the documents and so on. They have to be what we call that. They have to know how to tackle the questions throughout by the assessor based on their experiences. So the scenario one, confidentially breach. An IT specialist at the healthcare provider access patient records without authorization or works-related reasons and discusses this information with friends. This breach of confidentiality is reported, and the IT specialist is subject to disciplinary action, which include termination or of employment and legal consequences due to the sensitive natures of the information mishandled. So which means that you have confidential information. So you have most of the IT, especially they have to sign non-disclosure agreement. So if they are share the information, they are already breached the what we call that confidentiality of the data. So the scenario 2, conflicts of interest. So an architect working for a city council is responsible for approving construction project. They approve a substandard project because they have a financial interest in the construction company awarded the contract. The conflict of interest is uncovered during an audit, resulting in architect dismissal and investigation for corruption, which can lead to criminal charges and the loss of their professional licenses. This is a conflict of interest. So these are the some sample of scenario 1 and scenario 2, how professionalisms will reflect to the code of ethics. So what are the activity to enrich the understanding of the code of ethics? So we can organize workshop, interactive session where professional can work through hypothetical scenario requiring ethical decision making. Discussion groups regularly schedule meeting where small group dissect and debate real world cases involving ethical dilemmas. We can go with ethical training modules, online or in-person courses that cover various aspects of the code of ethics, updated regularly to reflect any changes or new challenges in the field. We can go on the mentorship program, pairing seasoned professional with newcomers to discuss ethical challenges and best practices in real-world context. Number 5, annual ethics seminar, hosting or attending seminar with speakers who specialize in professional ethics, providing updates on standards and expectation. And the last one, role playing exercises, engaging in role play to practice responding to ethical challenges, which can be particularly helpful in preparing for difficult conversation or decision. These are the some activity can enrich understanding of code of ethics either by the boss or subordinate. So what are the strategies for individual and organization adhere to the code? The first one, training and education, clear communication, leadership example, feedback system, regular audits, ethical decision and making frameworks, and number 7 is recognition program. So the next one, how we're going to see how code of ethics and code of conducts will what we call that. We want to see exploring the integration of code of ethics in assessment rubric. So how we're going to see the impact of marks under code of ethics and code of conducts under professional assessment under MBOTs. What is the distributions and what is the marks that distributed under the assessment. Okay, so basically MBOT apply elements. MBOT have 5 elements: element A, element B, element A, element B, element C, element D, and element E under their assessment. And it comprises of element of competence and also the commitments. But under the commitment, element E directly assess professional conducts and ethics. So there's a marks inside of the element E that will distribute 20% out of 100. 20% is distributed by professional conduct and code of ethics question. So what are the philosophy behind the professional conduct and professional ethics? To demonstrate a personal commitment to professional standard, recognizing obligation to society, the profession, and also the environment. So we want to see what are the knowledge of the candidates related towards professional conduct and ethics. But most of the candidates that attend the assessment fail to answer this element because they don't read the documents prepared by MBOTs. So I encourage for those who are willing or for those who are going to sit for the assessment, please go and read the documents, especially on the Code of Ethics and Code of Conducts. Okay, so they will give you some idea how to answer what we call that panel question later on. So just would like to what we call that explain to you how the assessment being conducted. 30 minutes, including Q&A for each candidates. It will consist of two panel via Skype, either face-to-face or Skype. And the passing mark is 60 and above. 60 and above, you will be considered as pass. 50 to 59, considered as deferral. What are the consequences if you are being put under deferral is you need to submit the documents, submit a document and also evidence. And MBOT will appoint a panel to assess your document and either your pass or fail. So based no more on the interview session, only assessing the document. So below than 50 is considered straight away fail. So these are the new elements under MBOT's CV, under MBOT Curriculum Vitae that been approved to be used starting from January of this year, because I'm involved that straight away what we call that involved with this development of the new structured CV. We call it structured CV, and also they will include the TER, Technology Experience Report, whereby candidates need to explain their involvement related towards technical and technology activities. So they need to put some either reports or technical explanation towards what are the projects that have been involved. So under part 6, under new CV, under new MBOT CV, there will be elements that assess code of professional conducts, code of professional conduct or COE, code of ethics, COE or COP, code of conduct, COC or COE. So under COE or COC, part 6, candidates from professional technologies, they need to select 3 questions. 3 questions out of 11 questions. They have to select 3 questions of 11, and they need to elaborate the explanation. Minimum is 150 words. So let's say for this example, I take behavior, commitment, and also quality work service. So you have to select 3 out of 11, then you have to explain. So this is the whole element under element 1 until 11 will access directly to the Code of Professional Conduct or Code of Ethics based on your previous experience. So for part 6, for certified technicians, you are given, you need to select out of 9, 2 out of 9. We have 9 questions, but you have to select 2. You have to select either number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, until number 9. You have to select 2 and explain with the minimum words of 100. So these are the new elements that have been introduced under new CV. The idea of this is to access the knowledge and practices of candidates, because most of the candidates fail to answer explanation related to Code of Ethics and Code of Conducts. So we have to put under part 6 to make sure that the candidate read the document. If you go through, we have a lot of cases that candidates are not answering this section. So what are the consequences? So most of the time, I will hand over back the document to the candidates, give their time either 3 to 4 days to complete and send over back to the panel to reassess, to make sure if they are failed to send over to the panels in between stipulated time, normally either fail or the let's say panels already agreed to put it 60 to 65 and asked the candidate to resubmit the document, but they failed to submit the document in between stipulated time 3 to 4 days to the panel, so the decision is changed to 55 death row. So this is something that we want our professional to oblige and follow the rule. Simple rule. You have to fill in MBOT CV and go through the whole process to make sure that panel have sufficient information to access candidates. So that is the what we call that, why we hand over back the structured CV or to the candidates if they are fail to what we call that, comply lah. So I think that is all about the what we call that, courses or webinar on my side today related towards code of ethics, since I only been given 1 hour to access and explain regarding code of ethics and code of conduct. So as call to action, we go back to the basic. Under MBOT Code of Ethics, there's 6 elements. The first one is on the competence. The second one is diligence. The third one is strive for perfection. The fourth one is integrity, and the last one is number 5. Number 5, professionalism, and the number 6 is benevolence. So I think that is all on my side regarding the Code of Ethics webinar for today. So I hand over back to the moderator to pick up a question. Sorry just now for the glitch, and also I'm facing a problem on accessing my other account. So I have to leave on the other account, so I cannot see the question. Maybe moderator can pick up the questions and ask during this. I think 10. We have 10 more minutes, so I can entertain the question and answer. So with that, I conclude the presentations and hand over back to the moderator, Mandas. The floor is yours.
All right. Okay. Thank you to our speaker for that insightful discussion on the MBOT Code of Ethics for Professional Technologists and Technicians. What a comprehensive insight into the ethical consideration that shape our professional landscape. So, moving on, as a reminder, if you have any questions, please use the Q&A box in your webinar interface to type them in. Before that, for the recorded video, you can visit to our official YouTube channel and don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, T.S. Azlan, are you going to share the slides later?
Of course, of course.
All
I
right.
will share it. Is it possible I give the PDF version to the organizer, so that
Yeah,
that
yeah,
organizers can share to all those participants?
yeah, yeah. Can. Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
I think it's
All right.
better.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Anyone have questions? You can share your questions in the Q&A box. You can type there.
It's not necessary if you have a question related towards how to prepare yourself to sit for assessment. Also, I can share, even though this topic is very specific for code of ethics and code of conducts and so on. But if you have another question related towards assessment, also I can what we call that explain in this session.
All right, Tia Azlan. Our first question comes from Yu Nin Lao. Perhaps Dr. Azlan, okay, boleh share any tip for participants who are required to do their portfolio?
Okay, it's very good. This is from my colleague.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so the very good and valid questions regarding how to prepare for their portfolio. Okay, portfolio is let's say I mentioned just now, you in the middles of from 50 marks until 59. Okay, 50 to 59, whereby you in the condition of death row. Okay, in your conditions of death row, you need to submit a document called portfolio. Okay, portfolio is something that documents, written documents, consists of all these elements on your works. It's not have a specific template, but it should cover all aspect of your technical experiences. Under that portfolio, you must include all the evidence. Let's say you involved with this technical meeting. You have to what we call that, puts the evidence related towards email call you for the meeting. Let's say you are involved with this, you're being called for giving a talks. What are the certificate that what we call that, invite you as the speakers and so on. So all this evidence need to be put under the portfolio. There will be currently there's no specific template for that. You can use any template, but it should cover. Okay, the tip is, if you want to make sure you have concrete writing of the portfolio, please go back to the 5 elements. The first one is knowledge and understanding. You should highlight the knowledge of understanding. Yang second one is application to practice. You should highlight the third one is management and budgeting. You have to get an experience to handle budgeting and also management. The fourth one is interpersonal skill. Let's say you go for the training related towards to improve your interpersonal skill, and the last one is more on ethics and professional conduct. So all these element, 5 element, if you put under your portfolio, surely a panel will be no problem to access your portfolio. So there will be no specific template currently for portfolio. Very good, and thanks again for the questions related to the portfolio. Okay, another questions?
All right. Thank you for the response. I'll say, okay, so next question is from Abdul Ismail Abdurrani. Let's say your subfield is not listed in the main field. For example, for EE, the person field is optoelectronics, but it is not listed in the subfield. Can still apply for TS?
Okay, very good question. Uh, if you think that the element optoelectronic, it considers a sub element of electric and electronic. So even though it's not been listed, you can still what we call it, apply to be put under electric and electronic. So board and also the board and also the MBOT coordinator will go through your application and see. They will ask the expert in that field, either you're eligible to apply or not. For me, if they ask me either optoelectronic is a part of electronic, my answer is yes. So my answer is yes. You can still go ahead to be registered under electric and electronics. No problem. Okay. So another questions?
Okay, for the next question is from well, we got a lot of questions now. Okay, can share with us the benefits or advantages of having TS or TC in the industry? For example, approving certain technical documents and etc.
Okay. This is something that normally been asked. Okay. Um, it is clear for the PE, professional engineer. Even though professional engineer have 2 tiers, tier 1 and tier 2, they also question the same thing. Hexagon endorsement and also the round shape endorsement PEPC. also facing the same thing. Okay, that we put aside. But for the TS and TC, it's clearly stated if the job scope mention technology scope of work, yes, you can still go along with the endorsement. Okay, but it's already clear stated. I read the I read the element under section 19 and section 20. Section 19 is assessing professional technologies. I quoting every word: to approve and certify the manner of conduction of technology services to be carried out. Okay, technology services in this matter, you have to reflect to 16B. So if anything that related towards technology scope of work, let's say, okay, this scope of work is related towards technology, then you can endorse. If the scope of work related to engineering, you cannot lah. It's under 138 Board of Engineers. But if clearly stated only technology, you can go ahead. No problem. It's clearly stated under what we call that MBOT 768. Okay, so either it's been paid or not is what we call that depend on the institution lah. Either want to recognize to be either okay, this endorsement you can be paid 200 300 just like PE. Is depend on the institution lah. But most of the we call it practicing provision. Yes, you can go under section 19 and section 20. Section 20 for TC, section 19 for TS. Okay. The other questions?
All right. Thank you for the response, yes, Azlan. So now, this is the last questions from TC Terrence. When we will using the TS or TC STEM job in workplace, can we certify any other field, for example, EE, scaffolding, rigging, or scope, even though my major is oil and gas?
Okay, it depends. Just like I mentioned just now, if the job scope clearly stated technology, the job scope clearly stated technology, so you can go. But if there's no clear statement mention technology, please what we call that try to be what we go on these others sebab BEM and also the MBOT kita tak clear we are not clearing regarding the terms. If the terms technology, yes, but that it's no clear statement on the either technology or apa ni engineering ke teknologi ke, then please no lah, please janganlah macam tu. So if the clear statement stated that the job scope related toward technology, never mind, you can just go ahead. Not a problem. It's not a problem. Okay. So just I mentioned just now, clear statement on technology.
All right. Okay. As we approach the end of our Q&A session, because we are running out of time now, and I want to remind everyone that if we couldn't get to your question during this webinar, our speakers will be happy to address them offline. Okay. Thank you to our speakers. And by the way, any last words from you, Tia Sazlan?
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank you, APTT, for this conducting this session this afternoons, and thank you everyone for attending this 1 hour session. Even though it's short, this is the second time I handle a program with APTT. Hopefully that we can engage again with others related training later on lah. So with that, I say thank you very much again, and thank you everyone.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we conclude our webinar, let's capture this special moment with a virtual group photo. While we can't physically gather, we can still create a memorable snapshot together. So please open your camera. All right. So we wait for everyone to open the camera. All right. All right, ready? Okay, one, two, three. Okay, one more. One, two, three. All right, thank you. All right. In closing, I'd like to express our sincere gratitude to our speaker, T.S. Azlan, for sharing your expertise with us today. Your presentation was truly enlightening. As a token appreciation, on behalf, we would like to present our speaker with a certificate from APTT. All right. Okay. All right. So, um, next bill. To ensure that we accurately track your attendance and provide you with e-certificates, we kindly request your participation to scan and fill in the attendance form available on the screen. Okay. Lastly, a big thank you to our wonderful audience for joining us. Your participation and engagement have made this webinar a success. We hope you leave today with a deeper understanding of the MBOT Code of Ethics. Once again, thank you all for being a part of this enlightening session. We look forward to seeing you in our future webinars. On behalf of APTT, have a great holiday ahead. Stay safe and Merry Christmas.
Announcing the arrival of the Right Honorable Datuk Pakilitan Sri Dr. Kedorama Sori Tun Amaji Opin, Premier Sarawak, accompanied by Agnes and Hall.
As of today, MBOT has accredited 826 technology and technical programs in higher education institutions.
I would like to share the initiative taken by state government, which are expected to make a significant impact to Sarawak.